What's been going on? Like, Black Twitter is crumbling, like the Black community is crumbling, and it's a mess right now. Tell me why you can't leave the house without your wig.
Big man team, man ain't talking a lot. When we stepped in, you ain't seen no one with your rug. Big trip team, I don't party a lot. When we stepped in.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm a queer, for those who don't know. Welcome back. I know I've been really inconsistent, but it's not my fault, guys. Like, I've had schoolwork, had a lot of things to do, so I haven't really had time to record. I do have some recordings that I need to edit and stuff, but that will be up whenever I have time. But I've got assignments and stuff. But I felt like this video is something that I really needed to do, like, as soon as possible. Like, just do it. And I'm doing it on what's been going on. Like, Black Twitter is crumbling, like the Black community is crumbling, and it's a mess right now. So for those who don't know, basically, cool, I was off Twitter for a bit. Like, I was off Twitter from Wednesday, and I was like, okay, I'll re-download it on Sunday and whatever. And the funny thing is, I didn't even re-download it. I literally just went on it on my laptop and was on it. And then I go on to see these nonsense, like, Black Twitter dragging people, Black Twitter just talking a lot of nonsense and just a lot of things going on. So yeah, the backstory is that, so a lot of people in, like, the public eye, a lot of our influencers in UK culture, UK Black culture, have been dragged, and a weirdo has gone to dig up old tweets and it has now resurfaced. All this anti-blackness, all this self-hatred has resurfaced, and they're being dragged for it. And do you know what, yeah, like, I don't think it's fair to be dragged. I just think it's a bit silly, if I'm being honest. I just feel like people are casting stones when they don't have the right to cast stones, because we went through it. Like, these tweets are from 2012. People were 12, 13, 14, and it's like, how can you really come after someone for tweeting something in ignorance, tweeting something in self-hate, tweeting something in a period of time where this was going on? And I'm not saying that was okay, because it's not okay. Like, as a Black person and as someone that, you know, embraces my Blackness, like, I can wholeheartedly say that is not okay, but I'm educated enough to say that you cannot blame them. Like, firstly, people are saying that you can't use age as an excuse, and I believe you can, because people are allowed to grow, firstly. I don't think you can compare a 14-year-old in this society to a 14-year-old in that society, because anti-blackness was a thing there. Self-hatred in Black community is nothing new. People are really acting surprised, because this happens all the time. Like, where the same tweets from the same era have come out with just anti-blackness everywhere, like everywhere. And not to say that makes it okay, no, but it's just the fact that you need to understand that there is clearly a pattern. This is something that we went through in school, of anti-blackness, you know, people bullying us because we're either African or too dark, or we're just because we're Black. Like, our existence of being Black was just disgusting to people, to Black people, to white people, to to everyone. Like, being Black was not attractive. Being Black was not a good thing. Being Black was ill. Literally, being Black, you're too dark, you're blick, you're this, you're an ape, you're a monkey. This was what was going on when we were growing up. And that should show you that. And that is very scary, you know. That is very scary, looking back and going through that experience as a Black person, being in a society where you as a Black person can turn around to another Black person and, you know, get onto them from being Black. The word blick wasn't even, like, a word we used. I'm saying we as a collective, as Black people. I'm not saying every person was doing this, but this was the majority. This was our experience as Black people during this time. Blick wasn't used as a word of hatred. Blick was used as banter, firstly, but it's why. Like, why is being darker funny? Like, why is that even used as banter? Like, why is being dark an insult, a banterous insult, a joke? Like, why is that a joke? And I just feel like you can't blame the people that are tweeting these things. trying to ruin someone's career in your own community when you know how hard it is as a black person to build your brand, to get to a point of success, is disgusting, is self-hatred, is anti-blackness. You can't blame people for art. We can't blame ourselves for our experience. We need to understand we were victims to the system and we did not know better. You can use age as an excuse because growing up now, being at an age where you can say, damn, how can we have lived in an era where we were calling people dark as an insult, was calling black girls this and black girls that, and not liking your own kind? That is crazy. That's crazy. And it was a dark time, guys. Like, it was a dark time. The fact that Nella Rose had her verification tick taken down is disgusting. Is anti-blackness, shows how colorism is here till this day. Did Stefflon Don have a verification tick taken down? Did Maya Jama? No, they did not. No, they did not. Like, that should show you a lot. And the fact that you, black people, are the ones that have made this happen is crazy. Like, it's crazy. And this is not me saying that these tweets were okay because it is not okay, but this is me not casting stones because I lived in that era and I know what was going on, and I know that we were a victim to a system, which we are still till this day. You can clearly see it in the media. You see successful black men in the UK not going for their own. The self-hatred is still instilled in us till this day. And you cannot love your blackness. You cannot understand. You cannot love yourself as a black person if you don't understand that it is not our fault. It is literally instilled in us. It is taught to us from a young age, because at a young age we were saying disgusting stuff. Like, don't be ignorant to the fact that we are a victim to a system and it is not our fault. It is your fault now. Being in the era where the black movement is booming, the fact that people are embracing their natural hair, that people are embracing their blackness, people are embracing darker skin, you are choosing now to be ignorant in this time and still hate yourself as a black person, still with these ideologies in your head. It's just about unlearning it and learning to love yourself and understanding and educating yourself on why this is happening. And people apologizing and saying, oh, I did this because I was bullied. That is valid, you know. You can't say you can't do this because you were bullied. They were bullied. That's their truth. They were bullied. But why were you bullied because of that? Why were you bullied because you're black? That is the reason. That is the problem. That is the issue at hand. Why were you bullied because you're black? The issue is not the people coming and spewing anti-blackness all over the gaff. The problem is the fact that we were brainwashed to even have that. To have that self-hatred. We were brainwashed to even be able to speak such disgusting words about ourselves. And it's no one's fault. Like, it's not our fault. It's just literally about unlearning it and learning to love your blackness and not being complicit in it, and until this day not perpetuating it. Tion Wayne didn't apologise. He was saying whatever, and you can't even get onto him for doing it because he should just tell everyone to shut up, because shut up. Like, you're not just hypocrites. Like, be quiet, because did we not go through the experience together? Did we not go through this together? And you're gonna put the blame on a few black people. How can you put the blame on a few black people? That is not our fault. You want someone to blame your oppressor. You lot are literally dead on Twitter dancing for the colonizers. You're literally just dancing with them. You're doing a lot. You're doing their job. You're doing their job because you lot are just talking out of your asses. I can't lie. And people that come in to apologise, you're not making sense either. Like, you're not making sense, because it's not even about, like, you're missing the point here. You're missing the big point here. The point is the fact that we were taught to hate ourselves. The fact that racism is prevalent, colorism is prevalent till this day. And a lot of people have not healed. A lot of people still hate their blackness. A lot of people still hate black people in our own community. And I just feel like people that are dragging people are spiteful, they are bitter, and it's disgusting because you yourself do not love your blackness. Instead of putting the blame to other black people, educate yourselves and unlearn these colonial ideologies. Like, that's all we can do. Like, learn to love yourself, educate each other. To this day, I still see black people talking about how they don't like their noses, not embracing their natural hair, all these things, black men not going for their own, all these things, and these are all a form of self-hatred. This is all a form of self-hatred. This is all a form of not loving your blackness and not loving who you are as a black person. And that is because of what we went through when we were younger, and that is because of what we were taught when we were younger. literally, we are just a product of our environment, and just about educating yourself and unlearning it and learning to love yourself. You can't put the blame on another black person. You can't put the blame on a bully that is also black. You can't put the blame on each other, us as a community. We have to understand that it's a system, and it is our oppressor's fault. It is our colonizer's fault. It is now your fault if to this day you are still complicit in it, your self-hatred. It is still your fault to this day if you don't take responsibility and heal. It is still your fault today if you still have these thoughts, because we're not young anymore. We're not young anymore. Age is an excuse. We're not, like, you can't tell me you knew what you were doing when you clearly did not know what you were doing, because if you knew what you were doing, you would not be saying those stuff. Like, age does play a factor to it, because growing up in that age, being young and immature, come on, secondary school, are you not telling me you lot were mature in secondary school? Are you gonna lie? Are you actually gonna lie and tell me that at that age, we thought we were mature, we felt older than we actually were, but clearly we were not if we had these thoughts about ourselves? It's not about the person using the word blick, because you all used it, you used it, mum probably used it. Like, it's not about the word, it's about the reason behind that word. Is why? Like, why do we feel these things? Why do people say these things? Why? Like, stop dragging people for their experiences, for our experience as a whole. Stop casting stones when you are no better, when you still hate your blackness till this day, and learn to love yourself and be like, damn, this should show you that this is a problem in our community, that we should push you to try and change it and educate people, not bring people down. Dark skin, you're saying this, oh yeah, I'm dragging this person because they called me blick and people made fun of me for being black. But why do you think they said these things? Because they were too. They were made fun of being black too. Like, you're not on your own. We were all in this together, which is why these people came on and said these things, because they hated their blackness, and you do too, still to this day. Tell me why you can't leave the house without your wig. Tell me why you can't even look at your own and find them attractive. Tell me why you rather someone in a wig than braids. Tell me why you want to get a nose job. Because you don't love it, you hate yourself. That's it. Like, and just because we all went through it doesn't mean everyone internalized it. Because a lot of black people were like me. I love my black men. Like, I love my black men. I internalized it and felt less attractive. People internalized it and hated their own. Like, we all went through the same experience. We just dealt with it in different ways. And yeah, it's not okay and it'll never be okay. But it's just about learning, unlearning, and learning and loving. It's disgusting what people are doing, what black people are doing to their own people. You lot are dancing for your colonizers. You lot are doing their oppressor's job. Stop it. It's not. But that's all I really got to say about it. I'm not condoning this in any type of way, because you can watch my videos and you can see how passionate I am about blackness and about colorism and all these things in our society. You can see how passionate I am about it. You can see my work is about blackness and our history. So don't think it's coming from a place where I'm condoning it, because there's no way, in any way, shape or form, okay. But don't be ignorant. Like, don't be ignorant and don't blame the victim. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. More videos will be coming after I finish my work. And yeah, thank you.